All right, so how's your day going so far, Mohammed?
Pretty good, thank you. I'm really excited. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Before we talk about day to die, I wanted to actually mention I saw that you were the Middle Eastern host of The Voice.
Mm.
Um, I'm I'm from Jordan, so I kind of curious. I got kind of curious from that. Did you start your acting prior to that, or did you move into acting?
100%, 100%. So my all started with my acting career. All started with my series, my films and stuff, and then later on, the show came along.
So once
What part
you,
of Jordan are you from?
so my sisters live in Amman.
Oh, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
That's I'm in America, but they still live in Amman, or they went back to Amman. But I'm curious what was it like? What project was it that made you brought you to the States, or how did you end up working? Um, like, were you born here, or did you end up?
Always been, always been my dream to be in Hollywood. That was my main thing since I was little. So I always thought of like, this is such a hard thing to do, and how I'm going to do this. So it just took me long years to figure that out. Like it wasn't an easy ride at all. It was really tough. Um, I think it just I had to always have it in mind and focus and just determination, I guess. And when I started doing my acting over there, my career was very successful. As we spoke, like the all my work over there, and then I reached a point that I still have to do my dream, which is Hollywood. So I did my transition after I did a lot of work over there, and then I started working here.
Nice. So since done that, obviously you've started working with big stars like Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo and people that are in Day to Die. Do you feel like you've gotten to the comfort level of working with and becoming one of these stars day to day?
See, you're working really hard and you're focusing on your job and you're focusing on what the best you can and the better projects it can be attached to. And you always have to keep going, man. You always have to hustle. You have to have it in your mind, I think, in order to reach it. I had it in mind years ago that, I'm gonna, as much as I did it over there overseas, I have to do it here again. You need to have it like mentally. You need to think about it that you're already there. That you're, even though if you're not there, you know what I mean. I think so far with my first feature film with Nicolas Cage and Benjamin Bratt, Score to Settle, and with The Day to Die with Bruce Willis, I think I'm getting there and I'm achieving step by step my dreams. Still, I have a lot of dreams. I still have a lot of work to do. I still have a lot of sort of genres, roles that I wish to be in. So, you just do what you got to do, man.
So I want to talk about your role in the Day to Die. There was a part, near the end, and spoiler, firefight, if you will. So there were parts where you were handling firearms. And I was curious, now, I'm sure that this was shot during the pandemic or prior maybe, but with everything going on with like Alec Baldwin and the issues that were happening there. Um, were you involved in any extreme fireworks training, or was it just like, here's a prop?
I gotta give a credit for the production and the producers actually. they supported us, and they had really amazing team doing that, and they had like people from ex-military and stuff, and they trained us, and they showed us, and there was like number one priority was the safety, which I really loved and respect. That's why I give them credit for that. I remember every time we had one of those scenes. First of all, they locked down Jackson, Mississippi, which is like downtown. Imagine. So evacuated everybody. We had like ambulance. We had the fire department. We have like the real police. So priority was really taken serious when we were shooting the film, and I really respect all the guys that were like showing us and training us, and this is how it came out really good from what you watched.
So when you filmed it, was it prior to the pandemic or during
No, it
all
was
of
just
this?
was there was COVID was still there.
Okay.
COVID was still there. Yeah, but
So obviously there are precautions and everything,
oh,
but I get,
100% PCRs and all that, like all the time, masks, and everybody in the film, in front of the camera, behind the camera, everybody was taking it really serious.
yeah, so with the way that that went, with the way the pandemic went, um, I was curious, I'm sure there's less people in the scenes that they shoot. And I was curious, a number of your scenes, at least towards the end, were with Bruce Willis. I was curious if they were all shot with him, like if you shot those scenes with him in the car and towards the end, or if he had like a stunt double.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
So there were scenes at the end where you were like in the car with them towards the end,
Yeah.
like right before the car comes up, and like during when you have the gun. And I was curious if Bruce Willis had the actual if he was there filming with you
We were
because of the
filming there the
pandemic.
whole time. All of us were filming there the whole time, which was awesome. I get to have all these scenes with Bruce, and as a matter of fact, most of my scenes with Bruce, which was absolutely great experience. Yeah, definitely, we had great scenes together and great moments, and we're all there, man, because it's like it's a battlefield. So everybody's getting their angle, everybody's getting their shots. So it took was really really intense scenes, and they came out great. And none of these stuff that you've seen is like in post production. Those were real. All these explosions and all these blowing up cars and all that. All these were real.
That's crazy. So was there any point where you thought that you were going to get hurt with all the craziness or madness? Or was there ever any?
You hope not, but again, you're dealing with great cast. You're dealing with the great production team, and they know what they're doing. And I said at the beginning that priority number one was top priority, the safety for everyone.
That's good. That's good. So with A Day to Die, had you ever worked with anybody either on or off screen from that team on a
No,
prior project?
no. It was really cool to, after you finish the film, to come up with such great friends and relationship with everybody there. They were amazing. I think I had a lot of fun and had a great time. Kevin Dillon, Leon, Frank Grillo, everybody in the cast. To be honest, like had an amazing time.
Yeah, everybody was definitely like all in. Like Frank Grillo was killing it. Like I loved it for sure. Um, my beard was such a mess. Your beard was so well kept in that movie. I was like, oh, I gotta clean this up. Like I had a concussion last week. And so I was like, oh, okay, this hair is too much like mine. I gotta make sure I clean it up so I don't look like a clown. Um, so I liked that you had a position of power in this movie. even though you were a minority. I was curious if that was at all part of the um, when you read for the role, if it was like specifically looking for a minority or something where you you killed your you killed it in your when you were doing your interview and reading.
So it's basically, you're just every time you get an audition, you just try to be the best you can, right? You try to kill it as much as possible. You think you nailed it and everything. Not all the time you think what you think it is right for them. So I think I'm fortunate enough to get the role, and I think I was really happy when that happened, and I'm just blessed that so far all my work here in Hollywood is not stereotypical roles, I would say, and I think that's my big win in the whole thing, is just to make sure that we can't say, like, if you're a good actor, you're a good actor. If you can be right for the role and you do it well, uh, maybe qualify to do it, right? It doesn't mean that you're from Europe. You need to do certain roles, or the Middle East, or Asia. I think everybody got to get the chance, and I'm pretty happy that the filmmakers were open to it, and I got the role. So and was I think I was working with great people. Wes Miller, great director, who I think this is his way of thinking, is to make sure that the diversity in the film, which was great for me, and also Andrew, the producer. So I give a shout out for both of them, actually.
That's a really good way of speaking it out. And I talked to Wes next week, actually, so I'm gonna kind of get his perspective on that as well. Um,
Sure.
I was curious as far as A Day to Die, when it initially came out, to the point when it had initial release and initial reception. How did you feel about the movie? Was it what you had expected to be when you were shooting, or
To
did
be
it
honest
end
with
up
you,
being different?
Joseph, it was like beyond what I expected. My first time watching the film was during the New York premiere, and that was like about like maybe uh, 10 days ago or a week ago. It was amazing. Like the fact that you're watching your film for the first time with the audience, it felt great, man. And you just like you feel like the feedback right away, like their interaction and stuff with every single scene. It just felt amazing, and just on the screen, it looks great, man. Like I really wish people to get the chance to watch it and to really know that this is not just like it's not one of these like straight up action films. We have like action. We all like, in this film, they're huge action stars, but there's a really true stories in there. There's great messages in there. There's like a drama line in each one of these characters, and this is what new in this feature film is. People might think like, okay, this is Bruce Willis film, but they have to watch it because um, Bruce Willis is killing it in the film. It's not just like action. There's drama, and the interaction between all the roles and the characters is just very well written and very well came out on the big screen in a great way.
I think it was well portrayed in the trailer as well because it expresses the pregnancy. It kind of showcases the brother, showcases the different things that are going on. And there's no action with Bruce Willis. It just, shows his dialogue and
Yeah,
just a little bit of action. And the the trailer just or the film itself just kind of delivered on every level. I
yeah.
wanted to know as far as the towards the end of A Day to Die, did you get the script for for everything, the full script for A Day to Die? Like, did you know everything that was
First,
going
you
to
get like the sides, and then you get the script.
happen? Okay. Okay. Um, so we've talked about what you have going on with A Day to Die. Is there anybody that you wanted to give a shout out on that movie? Like anything that you particularly struggled with? Anybody helped you out
No,
on A Day to
definitely,
Die?
definitely. I give shout out to Wes Miller, the director, my director, my great director, and for Andrew, the producer. They're, they did a great job, and I wish that a lot of them here in Hollywood, in terms of like opening up for diversity and all that. So I really want to give them credit, and want to give them shout out for that.
Okay, awesome. So we've talked about A Day to Die. As far as your future, do you have any movies that are already filmed and set to come out?
I'm working
Anything
on a
you're
new
working on?
project right now that it's in the development stage. So hopefully, get into production soon. But I'm really excited about this film because it's my story, and I really hope people love it. It's about Egyptologists, and it takes place here and in Egypt. So we get to see the real deal. As you might know, that most of the scenes that was in all the movies about Egypt or like the pyramids or the Nile River never been shot there. So I would love to really show the whole world the real deal and the right locations, and it's a great story. So hopefully, people will love it.
But is the name of that released already?
It's untitled yet.
Oh, untitled. Okay.
Yeah.
I, so I'm curious. Obviously, you are you have a lot of love for Egypt, obviously. With Moon Knight coming out next week, and it potentially having a second season, it being focused in Egypt, is that something you would ever consider being a part of, or is like the Marvel universe something that you kind of want to stray away from?
Oh, definitely. You always wanted to be part of that great projects. Honestly, I just love the fact that we started doing this right now, and Hollywood started to Egypt gets their attention, and I think it's a great achievement for this project, and definitely one of it's on my bucket list that one day you do like a Marvel, you do like a superhero, you do one of those great characters. Why not? Since the whole thing is the whole game is getting changed right now, so definitely would love to.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to mention before I wrap?
Oh, thank you so much. I enjoyed the interview. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Of course, no problem. I'm gonna
Thank
go
you,
ahead
Joseph.